For eons, the mountain we call Pikes Peak has been the first of Colorado's 14ers to greet the sun. Thousands of years ago, the Ute Indians recognized this distinction and named it Tava Agath, or Sun Mountain. It was the center of their universe. Because of its geography, the mountain soon became a magnet for explorers. An historical and beautiful part of the mountain is the hidden valley on the southeastern slope, the area we call North Cheyenne Canyon. Those of us who live here are most fortunate because we're literally 5 minutes from free access to a largely pristine gem of the Rocky Mountains. Throughout the year, North Cheyenne Canyon enriches the lives of those who love the outdoors. Only a handful of local parks in the United States offer what we have: mountains, streams, waterfalls, forests, and trails. The canyon has been popular for thousands of years. Oral tradition and archaeological finds recognize the existence of man in the region for at least 10,000 years. Many people pass through the canyon, but the Utes say they've been here forever. Adjacent to the Stratton open space to the north and the Pike National Forest to the west, North Cheyenne Canyon Park is the city's oldest regional park, thanks to the generosity and foresight of our city's founder, Civil War General William Jackson Palmer. In the early 1870s, Palmer purchased 160 acres in the area of North Cheyenne Creek, up to and including what we call Helen Hunt Falls. From the beginning, Palmer intended this land to be set aside as a park. Because of this rich history, the park was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2009 after a multi-year process spearheaded by the Friends of Cheyenne Canyon.
Much as a miniature national park with waterfalls, 3 creeks, and numerous rapids, the canyon entertains approximately 500,000 visitors a year. With over 20 miles of hiking and biking trails, technical rock climbing, picnic areas, and grand vistas, it is the 4th most popular attraction in the Pikes Peak region. Our visitors come from throughout the world, as well as every state in the nation. They're attracted to our close-in slice of the Rockies, and each brings dollars to the Pikes Peak region, boosting the local economy.
You enter the park at the Starsmore Discovery Center, an arts and crafts style house made from local river rock. Our primary road is North Cheyenne Canyon Road, with several pull-off parking spaces to access the picnic areas, trails, and creek. Part of Lower Gold Camp Road is also in the park. It is gravel and was the right-of-way for the historic Shortline Railroad, connecting the gold camps of Cripple Creek to Colorado Springs.
There are 9 trails, 5 within the park and the others partially in the park.
Founded in 1992, the all-volunteer 501c3 nonprofit Friends of Cheyenne Canyon has inherited Palmer's mission to preserve, protect, and enhance the natural, scenic, and historic resources of North Cheyenne Canyon Park. The Friends has partnered with the city in helping maintain this heavily used natural treasure.
Without significant financial contributions and thousands of volunteer hours from the Friends, the city would have been forced to close Helen Hunt Falls Visitor Center and Starsmore Discovery Center and abandon much of their trails maintenance programs in the park.
We also raise thousands of dollars a year to fund educational programs and ongoing maintenance. Additionally, we serve as advocates for the park, successfully applying for grants and urging the city to expand support for park needs. Where the city appropriates funds to purchase materials, the Friends provide the volunteers to get the work done. We also help the city pay for needed construction, such as these bridges on the Middle Columbine and Mount Cutler trails. Did we mention we get 500,000 visitors a year?
Working with city staff in the park, we provide an educational experience that brings the natural world to thousands of students each year.
My kids always find it amazing when they get to put their feet in there and pull water samples and study it. Look at the microinvertebrates that are there. Work with the Division of Wildlife to do their trout census every year with the River Watch program. The kids are just amazed that this connects them to the rest of the world.
We really love it when we go to the Starsmore Discovery Center, and one of my favorite parts is when we went to go build the teepees.
When I first was introduced to the teepee building program, I was blown away with how wonderful that program was and how hands-on that program was and how interpretive that program was. The children were so involved in the program. We talked about the Ute heritage before we got there, and it just brought that entire heritage alive. It was wonderful because we packed up the travois. We dragged the travois out to an air opening in the canyon and set up this fabulous teepee, divided the kids into certain groups so that they were small enough to handle each of the different programs. Put the teepee up, had experiences inside the teepee. We had experiences painting with natural minerals, talked about the timeline and how long that the Ute had been here. This program started as a little tiny seed with one school going, and now this program is accessed by the entire county.
The tradition of teepee building's historic roots goes back hundreds of years. We follow the old ways as guided by today's Utes. We also teach adults and are the only park in the Pikes Peak region to offer a college-sponsored teacher recertification program in Native American studies.
We launch the season with our annual Hummingbird Festival in May. Thousands of hummingbirds migrate to the Pikes Peak region each spring for nesting and mating. Most of them find their way to Cheyenne Canyon. Centered at the Starsmore Discovery Center, the festival celebrates their arrival with a family open house for the community.
Volunteers provide over 8,000 hours per year, or 90% of all the environmental educational efforts in the park. In addition, volunteers staff the 2 visitor centers where endless questions about the environment and history of the area are answered 32 weeks a year. Besides fundraising and grant activity, we help pay for these educational and environmental activities by running the retail operations at the Starsmore Discovery Center and Helen Hunt Falls Visitor Center. We conduct environmental cleanup twice a year with approximately 100 volunteers each session. And also manage 4 formal trail maintenance days a year, supplemented by corporate or youth groups who wish to help on their own time. Alone, these cleanup and maintenance activities account for more than 250 volunteer workdays per year. In total, volunteers contribute over 8,000 hours a year. That equates to approximately $170,000 per year in donations. Other companies help sponsor events through cash or in-kind contributions.
The presence of staff and volunteers provides another critical service in the canyon. Our mere presence helps reduce vandalism and crime. We are constantly dismantling fire pits in direct violation of posted park rules stating no open fires. If left to smolder, a fire could easily ignite the brush during dry seasons, causing a wildfire that could race through the canyon and neighboring homes. But we can't do it without you. We need you to join with us.
Be a friend to Cheyenne Canyon, a part of living history. Together, we will continue to enhance this historic natural treasure while meeting an ever-growing need in the community.